What's up, everyone? Sorry, I've been MIA lately. Had a lot going on. But we're here and we're live and it's great. So, I wanted to talk to you guys about leveling up your ocean artwork. And to do that, I'm going to show you what I do to add texture to oceans so that people want to buy them. What's up, everyone? So this is one that I did a while back. Some of you who have been here for a while recognize this piece, but I put a textured, what's up, Betty, Julie, Susan, Shelly, everyone. So you can see on this the awesome texture from having this seafoam. And so I'm gonna add a wave onto this one. And this is my seafoam blend. It is just a mixture of Mod Podge and water and white color, like an ink. I can't tell you the ratio because I don't remember myself. But you can either fiddle around with it, the different measurements on your own, or you can just get it from me at artisttilldeath.com and add super awesome bubbles to your work. How fun is that? Just in the jug. If you're new hopping in, this is what we're creating today. I find that a lot of people are really into textured artwork lately, and so I want to make sure that my oceans are included into that. This piece I just finished with a lot of texture. I'll have a video on how I made Madonna soon. Hey, Jenny. So let's get started. I have done a video on this before, so if you've seen that, then thank you for watching. Okay, so we're gonna make these bubbles. Yes, my hands look horrible. All of the paints, all of the time. So let's move you guys in a little closer. Sorry for all the movement. I want to get you guys looking at the important parts. Cool. Now, the other tool that you will have to have, but you may just have your own, is this. This is a big, B, what's this called? Like a bubble tea straw? Yeah. You could probably also use a McDonald's straw. And also a spoon. I'm using just a plastic spoon. You can use whatever you have handy. This one is from Baskin Robbins. Bless you, my love. Thank you, 3 board chicks. So if you order this from me, it is Seafoam Blend on the website. I would shake it up when you get it. If you find that it's too thick, then just add like minute amount of water. It should be pretty fluid, but still have a thick consistency to it. I guess I can show you. It's really, really fluid. All right, you can close the lid to create bubbles, or you can use the straw and just blow bubbles a lot like, you guys know how this? Ugh. You guys didn't see that, but I thought he was gonna throw his skewer at me, but he didn't, it's fine. So you can blow it like you're making chocolate milk bubbles, or you can close the lid and just blow, nope, shake it and create a whole bunch of bubbles that way. Totally up to you. Smoothie straw, that one works. So you just saw how I shook it with the lid on it. You can also do some of that stuff, but then it gets real messy. So just be advised. I'm going to use the straw method because I don't like taking time to close the jar. I know, first world. So I'm going to scoop out some of my bubbles, and you can see on the side I'm draining out any of the excess fluid. Some bubbles are going to go with it. That's perfectly fine. And then just lay those bad boys out wherever it is that you want to have these bubbles. I will say that the bigger bubbles are less likely to stay. I don't know why that is, but I do know that that is. You can just, see, that one just popped. You can reapply in the big bubble areas if you so choose. And I always advise people to drain out any of the excess fluid, because that's just going to kind of leave a film. And it's not going to be that attractive. You just have a film on there. So drain out any of that excess. Because this is Mod Podge, so it's essentially kind of like a glue. You don't want to have just a gluey film on your piece. It's not going to help you sell any artwork. Unless that's the look you're going for. And if that's the case, then get after it. Rock on. Make your own niche of glue, filmy oceans. I've just never had a request for anything like that. Now, you can see I've scooped out most of the bubbles that I already had. So at this point, I can close the lid and shake up it. Or just blow some more back in there. If I'm not doing a live, I'll usually put the cap back on like this. If you think it will be, babe, then you can just do it down here. Another trick is to take, I'm just using a shish kebab skewer because we're making kebabs for dinner. It may be too big to do this, but you can, with a toothpick, just swirl around in here and it'll pick up a whole bunch of bubbles. But apparently that is not, that is small toothpick size only. So all I did was pop big bubbles. So I'm going to scoop out the little ones, drain any excess fluids. And now that I have my front row done, I can start applying kind of like that dragging way look. When I tried this method, my bubbles dried flat. I'm wondering if humidity was a factor, as I have been working outside in the heat. So, Sarah, it could be that the humidity had something to do with it. If you did it outside, the wind may have had a factor in it as well. If there was like a slight breeze, that can also flatten your bubbles. If you have some Mod Podge, I would mix a little bit more into whatever, I don't know if you have my mixture or made your own, but I would mix in just a little bit more Mod Podge. That way, these, I don't know, there we go. The dome of these bubbles probably needed a little bit more of the Mod Podge, which is the glue that's in the mixture. So with a little bit more Mod Podge, you may have a more durable bubble dome. Bubble dome? Does that sound like a thing? Can Can we pretend it's a thing? I tried really hard in the past to make these bigger bubbles work, but they just don't. So to save myself from trying to work with them, I just pop them before I even start pulling out any of the little bubbles. I feel like it does sound like a thing, Sarah. So what I'm doing now is just applying some of our mixture and doing it same as the original layer that we did. But I'm dragging my bubble mixture back as I go. And so that's gonna give that kind of sweeping, tide pulling look that a lot of oceans waves you'll see. So much easier to put the lid on and blow your bubbles. Way less messy. And it gives you a lot of bigger bubbles, but a bubble size that will last. So a lot of times when I do this technique, I'll do a couple layers of it just to build up a little bit extra height. But to do that, you have to wait for the first layer to set up or dry a little bit. It'll just work better that way. It's hard to stack these bubbles without flattening them in between the layers. So just give them a little bit of time to dry. Don't try to hit them with a heat gun to dry them, because that's going to be air and that'll pop your dome. I swear if my seafoam mix catches on, I'm gonna have merch that says, "Don't pop your dome." I'm gonna do it. Watch and see. And so, I have a lot of people requesting textured oceans. And when they do, this is what I give them. When you do something like this, you can mark up your price. Because one, it takes more material to create. It takes more time to create. And the most important of the reasons that you can charge more is because not a lot of people are really doing this and pushing this look yet. So you can be like in the front of kind of a trend. You start doing this. Ooh, that was a good one. I'm gonna show you guys up close in a second. Actually, I could do that probably right now. It's so difficult to remember sometimes to drain out any of that excess liquid. But once you accidentally put too much of it down, it'll help you remember not to do that moving forward. Right? Also, who doesn't love making bubbles of any kind, whether it's in chocolate milk or little Mod Podge seafoam bubbles? Can you guys hear that? Sorry if you can. In general, I would say, well, usually I art in the early evenings, and so by morning, everything's fully set up and I can add the next layer. So I haven't really watched it to see how long it actually for real takes to dry. But I would say the less water you have in your mixture, the shorter the dry time is. And then the more water you have, the longer it takes. I would argue that this should dry in it's so hard for me to think and art sometimes at the same time. I would say, depending on your ambient temperature, maybe 4 or 5 hours. But that's just an estimation based off of my area and how long it takes Mod Podge to dry during other applications. Man, I don't want to pop that one to see if it lasted, but I have these other ones that I can see if they last. Maybe I'll try to put one more big, nope. I was gonna try to put another big bubble, but it burst. When you're applying these bubbles, just like with actual real life waves, kind of vary how deep you pull your bubbles out, because if you pull them all to the exact same depth all the way down your shore, it's not going to look real, because that's just not realistic to have a wave that isn't, you know, waving and undulating. Essentially, that is what a wave is and does. So I'm going to pull a little bit extra back over here. And then if you make a mixture like this and you find that you did not put enough white ink in and it kind of dries kind of on the green side or the clear side, then what I do is I just rough brush some white paint on it. And I'll show you how I do that on the other one that I just showed you guys. I'm just gonna give you guys a quick flyover on this one, and then we'll move on to So we have all of our domes still on our bigger bubbles. You can tell how late in the process your bubble domes pop, because if, say, this one that's intact, I'm gonna leave it intact because I find this look beautiful, this graduating bubble situation. If I were to pop this now with everything being very, very fluid, it would close in. But if it pops later, then you're just gonna end up with kind of a shell where you can see the outline of the bubble dome, but it won't have that dome part. So that's all of our foam for this ocean. Got a lot of bigger bubbles, a lot of smaller bubbles. We pulled them back in varying distances, and it's gonna look beautiful. I'll definitely do a true color video in the morning with this. So I'm gonna slowly walk this bad boy to the dust-free zone because I don't want any wind to get to it. I don't want any air to land in it. I don't want anything to happen to it. And it's very gentle. Nailed it. All right. Now then, this is the one I showed you guys at the top of the stream. And you can see that it's kind of a green texture. Nope, green color. And that is because when you mix dish soap is another part. Mod Podge, water, dish soap, white ink. When you make this mixture, it just turns kind of a greeny color because of the color of the dish soap. I haven't used the clear dish soap. I haven't tried it with that. But I don't see why it wouldn't work. I am not sure if I'm gonna flood coat the piece or not. It depends on how high the bubbles stay, the domes. I can't remember the ratio exactly, Shannon, but if you message me later, I'll see if I can find it. I do have jars just like this available for sale on my website, artisttilldeath.com. But I'll also try to figure it out by tomorrow and be prepared, and so I can be more accurate with those ratios. So I'm taking a very rough bristle brush. It is not at all even. And I am putting a thicker body paint, and I'm just kind of stamping the brush into it so it's kind of splayed. It's not gonna focus. Cool, 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 cool. So once you have a loaded brush, I don't have any water on the brush at all. Let me zoom you guys back in. I am just dry brushing the white paint over the surface. I don't want to have too much paint on if your bristles aren't split at the ends and it's just solid paint, then you have too much paint on and you'll just have to dab it off on the, like on a plate or a palette or whatever it is that you have. And I'm lightly skimming over the surface of my bubbles. And that's gonna deposit paint just on the tops. I don't wanna go into my bubbles because that's gonna kind of take away some of the depth if I paint all the way down to the surface. And also I have the cells from the pour under it that I don't wanna cover up. So we're just lightly brushing over top. Hopefully you guys can see a difference there. So it's already brightening up all those bubbles and cells. Some of these did pop, and so they aren't domed anymore. I think this is one of my first mixture tests. And so I think I didn't have enough Mod Podge in this mix, but that's okay. Because I do the test so you don't have to. Erica, you have to remind me how much I love watercolor. Thank you again. Oh, you have reminded me how much I love watercolor. I am so glad I helped you to remember your love for watercolor. I think it's important, side note, small tangent. I think it's very important as an artist to not limit yourself to any one medium. That's why on this channel we do a lot of different kinds of things, because I think when you try other mediums, it helps you to open your eyes to other possibilities in your main medium. For me, it would be resin. For Jeff, it would be airbrush. And so we've kind of incorporated a lot of what we've learned playing with other mediums. We've incorporated that into our resin work. And so it makes my whole heart happy to know that I helped you to revisit a medium that you used to do or used to love doing. It's not about profit only on my channel. It's about just what you said, Susan. It's about helping people to get back to doing art if they haven't done it in a while. It's about helping people to become a better version of the artist that they already are, even if they don't know that they're an artist already. Because a lot of people don't consider themselves an artist. They just like to art, and that's fine, but I would consider you an artist. I feel like if you create art, then you're an artist. And art is not limited to paint brushes. It's not limited to resin. It's not limited to any of that. I think chefs are artists. I think hairdressers are artists. I think bakers are both mad scientists and artists. G'day, Sue. I'll be seeing you in person before too long. If you can make it to my classes, Sue, I would love to see you. Also, Shelly, I know you're in Australia, and anyone else out there that is some of our Australian fam. You have a hard time saying that you're an artist? I find that's pretty common with people. So don't feel alone in that, and don't feel less than because you have those thoughts, because I mean, it's common and it's okay. And you don't have to call yourself an artist if it makes you uncomfortable. I'm gonna call you an artist, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Depending on the quality of paint that you have, it may take a few coats. The paint that I'm using is, I have no idea what this brand is. And while it's thicker, it is not the most high-end. It's a bulk buy paint. However, it does the job. What are the dates, or where can we find them? We have to see how Rhonda does today with her surgery or not surgery or possible surgery. And then we'll be booking flights. The first stop, I believe, is Perth. But as soon as we have it narrowed down, I'll let you guys know. Right now, it's looking like middle October. But I'll let you guys know as soon as I know more for sure. Another reason why you really want to paint your waves is a lot of Mod Podge is not light fast. It'll yellow, it'll amber. And so painting over it with a good quality white will mask that.
Canvas!
Hey, Canvas, he doesn't want to play right now, Miss Ma'am.
No, ma'am. Off.
She's like, you called me.
Off.
Oh, Gail, thank you so much. Where's the party horn? I love that that one has applause behind it, because I applaud you guys for just being here and watching me art, let alone donating to the cause that is this channel. I really, truly appreciate it. All right. Now we have our waves. It truly means a lot to me. Gail, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, that's way zoomed in. Okay. So now we have our white tip waves. So hopefully I can get close enough to where you can see, yeah, you can see through here. You can see the waves from the pour that's underneath it. And I really wanted to not hide those because I love how they look. So you can see these waves continuing all the way under our texture wave. And so you can see that these did pop, but they popped late. And so you can see if it focuses, that there's no dome on it. I can touch all the way to the base, but it hasn't closed in. So those popped late in the drying process. I think they look really good. I'll probably come in and edge up my front line, and I will be repainting my sand because that's just not a good look, but I love it. What's up, Paula? How are you doing? I believe I just shipped something to you. So let's check on our existing ocean. Oh no, that one popped that we were gonna save, but the other ones are still not popped. You can see the shiny on the dome there. That's a good big one. They all look good still. We'll see what happens mañana with it. What's up, M. Kate? I know, Shelly, it is soon. Be in Brisbane on the 30th. I will do my best. Julie says, I'm a hairdresser, and I had no idea until you and Rhonda that I could possibly be any other type of artist. Thank you so much. Julie, it is my sincerest pleasure. And you are an artist, and don't let anyone tell you different. Is it Sue? I'm sorry, hold on. With impasto paint. Okay, so I've been doing a lot of palette knife paintings because I have a client wanting a really large commission, and it's an impressionistic piece, which is mostly centered in the period of impressionistic painters. So I've been trying to refine my hand at palette knife art. Emma, I can do my best to. We don't have the entire schedule out yet, and we get to just pick where we're going, so I'll do my best to make that happen. I did this one earlier today. Oh, I'm so glad you guys recognized who it was. I was worried. I posted it on Facebook and someone was like, that is a great self-portrait. But anyways, I think she looks great. That's what happens when she wants to play and he does not want to play. I will, Shelly. I'll take it as a compliment. Could be the eyes. All right, you guys. These two are getting real anxious. I can't disagree with you, Susan. So I got to take these babes out for a walk. But thank you guys for hopping in and seeing what I'm up to today. Definitely level up your oceans with this seafoam blend. Go see. Okay. So you guys have an awesome evening. We love you guys so very much. And I will be posting more videos that are pre-recorded because I've been working on a lot of artwork, but it just doesn't make sense in, 1 hour long pieces for the live. So I've just been recording them, and I'll be posting those full process videos soon. You guys mean the world to us. Thank you so much. Thank you for purchasing through my shop. If you haven't, use code ATD for 5% off of your seafoam blend. And have a great evening. Be kind to one another because you never know what someone's going through. I like 1 hour lives too, but it would be, for example, if I were to have done this piece on a live, it would have been 7 or 8 1-hour videos. Okay, guys, have an awesome evening. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. I said bye. Is she bothering you, Bubba? Okay. Let's take her outside. Okay, you two.